Hey guys, Lissamakesmagick, and I'm going to be making a series of videos about ear stretching because my friend is going to start stretching his ears and asked me if I could help him out and give him some tips, tell him what he needs, etc. So the first thing I am going to start with is sizing, because it's something that confuses a lot of people that are new to the stretching world. When you get your ears pierced, you start out at usually a 20 or 22 gauge piercing, 22 being the smaller of the two. The smaller the number, the bigger the jewelry. The bigger the number, the smaller the jewelry. You're starting out at a 22 gauge, which is the size of a normal ear piercing, which I will show you as soon as I get the back off of this. That's like 20, 22 right there. This is 00. So you can see the smaller the number, the bigger the jewelry. Now for stretching, the gauging system usually goes in increments of 2. So it would be 22, then you'd go to 20, then 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0, and 00. And in the United States, 00 gauge is where the gauging system ends as far as stretching goes. After that, you go either into inches or millimeters. In the United States, it's usually inches, but there are websites that will sell to you in millimeters, in which case you'll have to find a conversion chart on the internet, which really isn't that hard at all, and most plug sites will send you a conversion card with your order. From 00, you will go to 7/16. From 7/16, you will go to ½ inch. From ½ inch, you go to 9/16. From 9/16, you go to 5/8. From 5/8, you go to 11/16. 11/16 to 3/4. 3/4 to 7/8. 7/8 to either 15/16 or 1 inch, depending on what kind of stretching you are doing. So that's kind of where the sizing ends. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the different kinds of stretching utensils and methods. The most common way to stretch your ears is with tapers. This is a taper. This is a steel taper. It starts off at a very small size and gradually gets larger until you reach the actual size of the jewelry, which on this one is a 2 gauge. Tapers should never be worn as jewelry. They are strictly a stretching tool. A lot of places will sell them with O-rings so that you can wear them as jewelry, which is really dumb. A taper will give you uneven weight distribution because your ear is up here by these O-rings and this is going to be hanging down like this. It's going to mess your ear up. It's not fun. And as cool as you may think it looks, you just look dumb. When you are stretching with a taper, the proper way to stretch with a taper is to lubricate both your earlobe and the taper and the plug. The plug is necessary in the stretching process. You are not going to leave this in your ear. We'll pretend this is my ear. You insert the smaller side through the front of your ear and slowly push through. If it becomes uncomfortable, you should stop stretching and wait longer. And then you take the plug, a single flare plug or a no flare plug, match it up, and continue to push it through until this falls out of your ear and this is entirely in your ear. If this is a single flare plug, you are going to take the O-ring and then put it onto the back of the plug. If it's a no flare, I advise leaving one O-ring on the front and just putting the O-ring on the back. Another stretching tool out there that you can wear as jewelry is known as the pincher. Looks like this. There should be 2 O-rings on it that will hold it into your ear. The wearing size is what's going to be in the middle, which on this size is an 8 gauge. Same method, basically lubing up your ear, lubing up the jewelry, pushing the jewelry through, and just put the O-rings on and wait to put a plug in because it's not tapered. Then you have weights. I don't own weights, so I can't show you what they look like. You can look up ear stretching weights online. But basically, they just weigh your ear down and stretch your ear naturally using gravity as your BFF. And then once it gets to a point that you can put a plug into it, you're good to go. The last method is the taping method. I don't know where my tape went. I just had it earlier too. It's somewhere. You can use PTFE tape, which is plumber's tape, or you can use non-adhesive bondage tape. The taping method is basically wrapping a few layers of tape around your plug every day, every other day, every few days, and continuing that process until you reach the next size. It is the safest and most gradual way to stretch your ears besides weights, and besides just naturally letting your ear stretch. The last method of stretching is what's called dead stretching. Dead stretching is, this is 5/8 plug. This is an 11/16 plug. Let's say you have this in your ear and you have what's called ear gap. Ear gap is the space between the plug and your ear. When you pull down on your ear, you can like see a little gap. There should be 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters of space before you attempt a dead stretch. You take out this plug, the size you're at, you lube your ear, put lubricant on the plug, and you should be able to put the plug in with no pain at all. If there's pain, you should tape. But by far the safest method of stretching is the taping method when it is done properly. Tapes to not use. Don't use electrical tape, don't use plastic tape, don't use packing tape. Packing tape is sharp and you're an idiot if you use it. Don't use duct tape. I have in the past. It's not fun. Just don't use any kind of tape except for PTFE, plumber's tape, or non-adhesive bondage tape. End of story. Lubricants that you can use on your ears. That's what I'll do next. You can use jojoba oil, you can use emu oil, you can use bio oil, you can use vitamin E oil, unscented vitamin E oil, or you can use holy butter. All of these things you're going to need to have at least one of them anyway to massage your ears, which I will talk about later on. You can use them as a lubricant during stretching. You can also use this. This is Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion, fragrance-free. Any fragrance-free moisturizer will work really well. The last one is what we use in the tattoo parlor that I worked at, which is KY for sensitive skin. It works really, really well. We use it for piercing, etc. It just works really, really well. So those are what you can use. Never stretch your ears dry. Always have some sort of lubricant on your ear. Yeah. Best times to stretch your ears. Definitely for smaller sizes after 2 weeks. You have to wait that long. For larger sizes, 1 month to a little bit over that, depending on what size you're at and how fast your ears stretch, you'll be able to know after a while. You get used to knowing how long you need to wait to stretch your ears. Best times of day to do it, right after you're out of the shower. It's when your ears are going to be the stretchiest, etc. Pulling on your lobes to get elasticity back into them before you stretch is a good idea, as well as massaging your earlobes every day with some sort of oil will keep your ears stretchy full. So that's where I'm going to end this video. The next video will be on massaging your ears, sea salt soaks, and other fun things. So until that video, I will talk to all of you soon. Have a good night. Bye!